Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. We're taking a quick look here at Chainlink, trying to get caught up on some requests from my community here from last week. Do apologize for any delays there. There's quite a small handful of requests that I haven't gotten to, but I had a pretty busy week last week with the holiday. Had a lot of in-laws in town. It was really a great experience, but now trying to get down to brass tacks, get things taken care of here. So Soren, thanks again so much for your continued support and, more importantly, your patience here as well. Deeply appreciate that. So we're going to take a look at Chainlink and kind of see what's going on. The best thing to do, instead of trying to draw like new fib levels every time we create a higher high, is to essentially take previous fib levels and to use those as, you know, kind of the guidelines. And what I mean by previous fibs is just taking a perspective on the local areas of resistance here and kind of double checking that. Now, again, this red line on the chart is essentially the highest point at which the daily candlestick closed. That was roughly 2170, 2175. So it's a likelihood if the price does pull back to pivot off that level. Okay, again, local highs work very well as supports, especially candlestick closures. We can see a lot of confluence here. There's about 5 or 6 days where the price couldn't close above that. So potentially a new support level for us. All right, throwing that out there. Okay, other than that, what else we want to look at too is liquidation data on the back end. And just before we look at this here, I want to say thank you for being an awesome part of my life. Deeply appreciate it. I'm going to pull up the 12-hour time frame and kind of go from there. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Really helps grow the channel. Thank you again. Okay, so 12-hour look back here for Chainlink. We got $23.50 to $24 as a mild amount of liquidation here. It's probably a little easier to see if we do this. And then, of course, we kind of zoom out. We can see 21 to 20.50 as the next area of potential of retracement. And what I mean by that is the price isn't just going to go down there instantly. It's going to take a lot to get there. But we have a lot of people long at that level. So in turn, you know, that's an area of consideration for a potential profit target if the price were to, you know, break down below the local lows and essentially start establishing lower highs, lower lows. Okay, so just know that that exists. I'm not proposing that $21 to $20 is an area of consideration for a short, but I am telling you if we see that level, that'd be a good consideration for a long, mainly because a lot of times those areas are swept and the price recovers instantly afterwards. Okay, we're taking a look here at liquidation delta. This is extremely high, probably the highest I've seen on this coin for quite some time, right? Now, this is new, keep in mind. So shorting right into this is a bad idea, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. The reason why it's a bad idea is because we haven't had enough time in this range to establish any type of support or resistance. Okay, so you don't just blindly jump into a trade because it's overextended, specifically not a short position. Okay, so be careful shorting. The price action will probably pull back. If it does, we got some support in the range. But with this being overextended, it doesn't mean too much just yet. If we see 3 or 4 days of liquidation delta remaining too high for too long, then capitulation is a very normal standard thing. Okay, for right now, too early, too premature. Let's take a look here. We can see our local points of control, or basically open interest, is 712, 693, and 660. Okay, so 660 is proven to be a strong support level there, so just know that that is an area of consideration for a long. I know hindsight's 2020, we're not there yet, but you know, this is something to think about. Okay, sorry, I have the wrong chart pulled up here. That would make more sense for Near Protocol. Let's actually look at Chainlink here. Apologize, I forgot to pull up the open interest for Chainlink. So the same rule applies, basically. When you have a heavy amount of open interest in any specific area, you want to make sure you recognize that as a potential support. So it's kind of hard to see based on, you know, how zoomed out the chart is, but if we kind of get in a little closer, we can see heavy concentrations at 2240. So 2240 is that local high, that local area that people are most interested in pursuing. Same thing with $22 is a round number. So 22 and 2240, okay? Those are the 2 areas of potential support. We'll probably see that reflected here with points of control, which is essentially just the volume range profile, kind of letting us know where we're at. But the overall sentiment here is still quite favorable for Chainlink. I don't think we're going to see price points quite that low. But we do take a look here, we can kind of see the overall sentiment is pretty positive. In other words, we can see 1770 as that golden pocket, that area of retracement. If the price were to pull back, that'd be an area in which we might see a pivot or a bounce. But I think we got to give 2180 a chance to hold. Let's quickly look at the macro and just kind of see where we're at here. Because from a monthly perspective, we have previous areas of resistance. We've got some confluence here at roughly $30. So we'll just go ahead and put that on the charts there for later. But you know, quite a decent amount of different closures at that point. The whole point of looking at the macro is to kind of recognize where we're at in the overall sentiment. And right now, still mostly bullish here with this coin. Okay, we're over 50 on the RSI, money flow is higher, stochastic swinging up. These are all very positive signs in the monthly. The weekly is going to reflect very similar circumstances here. We're over every single moving average, MACD converging, stochastic RSI swinging up. RSI now up over 70 on the weekly. That's extremely positive. It implies further continuation of the upside is likely. Okay. So again, these are all just a small handful of things to kind of remember and to recognize. While it's not exact science, the likelihood of further upside makes a lot more sense because most of the macro timeframes are reflecting significantly bullish behavior. So the truth is you don't take a long position based on that. I think taking a long right now seems like we're kind of late to the party. That's my thoughts. But again, it may be early depending on if you look at the local high working as a new low. Okay, so we could be breaking into a new range here. So for the moment, I wouldn't worry too much about what you see here as far as the price pulling back too much. This significant amount of volume implies we have sustainability. Okay, we're going to see that reflected here on the daily as well. So there's nothing here on the daily time frame that is bearish whatsoever. I'll draw out a ascending trend line here just to kind of get perspective on that so we can look at that later. But I'll post a playout chart here shortly on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. You'll have access to that, of course. It looks a little something like this if you're not familiar, where I just kind of give you identifications of what's going on with certain coins that I cover, just so you can get perspective and potentially, maximize your benefit there. So let's look at the 4-hour time frame and see if there's anything else here. Everything is perfectly bullish. Again, when you see these kind of things on the chart, most people are like, oh, it's overextended, I'm going to short. And you might find some success with that occasionally, but the truth is when we have a massive overextension like this, you never short into it until it retests a key level support, and that may never happen. Okay, so we may not see 2160 again, right? But the truth is you're much better off, you're gonna find a lot more success taking a long versus a short at this exact moment. Okay, just something to be mindful of. It's not, again, exact, but the truth is shorting into this is a very bad idea. We're above every single moving average there. Hourly time frame is going to also reflect the same thing. So when we see this kind of behavior, folks, don't short. That's the easy way to understand it. If you're going to consider a long at local support makes sense, 2160, 2170 range. Oftentimes you can have success taking a long at local highs too, because we can see 2080 rather, was an area of potential consideration for a long based on that being a broken resistance level. Okay. Again, a lot of little things going on, but when coins move this fast, it's really hard to anticipate the next steps. Based on fib levels though, $27 or just shy of that would be the next area of consideration for a fib extension there, essentially where we can see that 1.272 level. All right. So if you're gonna have a take profit target, somewhere in that range would make sense. Okay. All right, that's kind of where we're at there for the moment here. All in all, Chainlink's on fire. Do not short this coin. That's the easy way to understand it. And if you're going to consider a long, just make sure that you use realistic take profit targets and maybe set a percentage or don't get too aggressive. Like some people will set like really crazy aggressive take profit targets, and it's just not ideal. This market, you got to secure profits when you can. Chainlink should continue to run, but it's still kind of in price discovery here locally, and we got to recognize that anything could happen at this point. Okay, so just know if Bitcoin continues to do well, I think the same thing will follow suit for this coin. All right, folks, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Don't forget the like button. I apologize, I forgot. $12,000 prize pool, $12,000 deposit bonus for Bitunix. We had a prize pool last month. This one's awesome though, folks. Just use my link to register. Easy money. It's a great exchange. No KYC or VPN, check them out. Thanks again for your time, folks. We'll look forward to the next one. Have a good one. Take care.